Hello there. Just a quick review this time. Do you ever get that Bambi on ice feeling when the weather turns a bit cold and you've got a bit of packed snow on the ground? I definitely do. And I think as you get older, it definitely gets worse. I don't think it's so much that you lose your sense of balance. I just think it's probably that your reaction times go a little bit, and if you do start to slip, you don't react quick enough to correct it, so you can easily go down. So after a particularly interesting walk last winter, I looked at a new pair of boots to see if I could do something about it, and picked up these Merrell Coldpack ice boots. Unfortunately, after I bought them, the weather picked up and there wasn't really any chance to test them last winter. Given them a quick go earlier this year, but not on ice. But the last couple of days we've had snow. Temperatures stayed below freezing for most of the time, but there has been some defrosting and refreezing, so the conditions on the roads and pavements around are particularly bad. We're still under restrictions here, so I'm going for a bit of an exercise walk to test out the technology. But first I'll give you a quick look around what they're all about. So there's a look at the side of the boots. They're in black. Quite smart looking boots. They are waterproof, and as you can see underneath, they've got a Vibram sole, but there's kind of softer inlays that are impregnated with a blue anti-slip, and they've kind of got a concave effect to the sole, so that you can kind of press down and get more, or get the maximum amount of surface contact with the ice. Now, I don't think Merrell are the only people that use this sole technology. I think Vibram sell it to other manufacturers, and there are other models of boot with this type of sole in the Merrell range as well. So, you know, if this isn't the type of boot that you particularly need for what you want it for, there are other models that you can get. So I'm just going to nip back inside, get the boots on, and then go for a walk on the icy pavements and head on down to the river, see what different types of terrain I can find and see how well they work. So already just walking down my local streets down to my normal riverside pathway, I can definitely notice a difference. This is the sort of situation we're in. It's kind of snowed, thawed a little bit. People have been walking on it, packing it down, and it's icy. So let's have a go at this bit. They're very sure-footed. Yeah, it does seem to make a real difference. Now, I don't know about you, but I find normal walking boots with a standard Vibram sole to be the worst possible thing walking on stuff like this. And obviously normal walking boots, the tread gets packed with snow, and then they are like walking on ice. And there's obviously different technologies for walking on snow and ice. There's crampons and cleats and all sorts of other things, a lot of which I've not really tried out. So I'd be interested to hear what your experiences are, if you've tried boots like these, or if you've tried other types of technology such as spikes or cleats or whatever. My gut feeling is that these aren't going to work in sort of like full-on deep snow or anything like that, so they'll serve a purpose, but for when it's just a bit icy underfoot, they definitely seem to give you an edge, and just take that feeling away that your feet are going to disappear out from underneath you. So my thoughts on the makeup of the sole. That's S-O-L-E, not S-O-U-L. I'm not qualified to talk about the latter. It is a bit softer. Even the kind of the background compound is a bit softer than the standard Vibram compound. And then the raised grip where the softer compound is, and with the blue bits that are embedded into it, that's softer still. So I think there's definitely going to be some trade-off in durability. These aren't going to cover the same amount of miles as a normal pair of boots, but that's what you're giving up, I suppose, in a trade-off for the extra grip. I'm just walking over that last icy bit, and this bit here, it definitely seems to give you an edge. Now, I don't think it's going to be as much of an edge as, you know, cleats would give you, but they will all also have their downsides. You know, you can leave them behind and forget them. If you forget your boots, you're not going for a walk. Now, so there we go. That's the first time I've actually had a bit of a slip. So yeah, it shows you they're not perfect, but it's certainly not slipping and sliding about like a normal pair of boots. It's just you can't quite forget that you're walking on ice. You can't just carry on as normal. You need to be aware of what you're doing, and they just give you a bit more of an edge. So purely as a pair of boots, they're warm, very comfortable, and supposedly waterproof. I've not had any severe test of that in any of the conditions I've used them in so far. Yeah, no reason to doubt that they'll be waterproof. That was quite an icy slope I've just walked up, and no problem whatsoever. Like semi-frozen mud down here. Cost-wise, the boots, as I say, there's various different models that use that technology, but these particular ones, I think the retail price in the UK is about £100, and last year I picked them up for about £85 discounted. So have a search around. If I can find a link, I'll put a link below. So, what's the verdict then? Well, number one, if you're expecting some sort of magic bullet that means that you can completely forget that you're walking on ice, then you're probably going to be disappointed. If you're realistic and accept that these boots are just going to give you a little bit of an improvement and confidence on ice and hard packed snow, then I think you should be pleased with them. I'm certainly quite impressed, even though, as you've seen earlier in the video, if you lose your concentration, your feet can still go. You need to keep your centre of gravity well over your feet. Number two, would I buy these as my only pair of walking boots? No, probably not. If you're only budgeting for a single pair of walking boots, get yourself a standard pair of walking boots and get some cleats or whatever for the times when you need it. If you're in the market for a pair of nice warm winter boots, then it's definitely worth adding this technology onto your tick list. Comfort and durability. Well, can't argue about comfort. I've done a 10 or 11 mile walk in them, and today been out for about 5 or 6 miles, and yeah, very comfortable, very warm. Highly recommended on that front. Durability, can't really comment. I would say the sole compound is relatively soft, so that might mean it'll wear faster, but as far as Merrell products go, I've never had any complaints. My everyday use walking shoes are Merrell Moabs. I've had about 4 or 5 pairs of those, and they last for many miles. Never had any problems with durability. And lastly, value for money. I think at the full price of around about £100 or just over, probably a little bit on the pricey side, but if you can find them discounted, then yeah, I think they were a good buy. So there you go, back home now. Quite pleased with the test. Overall verdict, I'd say if you don't expect miracles from them, then yeah, good addition to the arsenal. Well worth looking into. But hope that's been of use to you. But yeah, if you've used boots with this type of sole before, let us know what your thoughts are. Leave a comment below. But thanks very much for watching. As I say, hope it's been of some use to you, and catch you all soon on the next one. Cheers now, bye.